Decorating for the seasons is something that can be so fun to do around the home, and Easter is especially great because we finally get to add some spring colors and some spring inspiration to the home. I always start to decorate way in advance for Easter because it's like I'm finally shuffling in a new season, and I am so excited. You can do as little or as much as you want for the Easter holiday. I tend to go a little bit restrained at Easter, unlike Christmas where I'm completely over the top. I just do a few great accents around the home and get that great flair for the season that I'm yearning for. There are so many different options anymore, especially if you walk into your local big craft store. There's probably a conglomeration of so many Easter things. Many of them aren't quite the taste I have, but if you know just the great few selections to make, you can make your home so presentable and so gorgeous for the holiday. I think centerpieces are always a great place to start. If you don't have a lot of places to decorate, you can always have a great little centerpiece on your dining room table, your kitchen island, or in an entry table. It's just something special to add, and you don't have to do a lot of work. I love to use outdoor elements when decorating for especially Easter in the spring season. I love using flower pots or urns, something that inspires and evokes the garden that's going to be coming in the summer months. Today's is a great muted gray tone that almost looks like a dusty brushed pattern on it. Many times they're extra deep and you don't want to fill up the space with tons of bought things. So to be economical, I always place something large in the bottom of these flower pots. This helps just raise the bottom of the pot, and so you don't have as much space to fill up. I always choose something with a flat top when placing it inside of a flower urn like this. This gives me a good base to set something on for a centerpiece. I love using these vintage-inspired foil-wrapped figurines around the home at Easter. They were mass-produced from the 1800s to the early 1900s, and they're hard to find in their vintage form. But thankfully, they're easy to find reproductions, and they're relatively inexpensive, usually around $10 per figurine. These are great to add to any centerpiece or just on their own. I like to prop them up in the center of the flat top and then start placing some great eggs around it. These eggs can be found at any craft supply store. I like to choose muted palettes for these eggs so they don't just stand out but kind of blend in. You can find colored ones like these, and you can also find just brown craft paper ones. The brown ones are meant to do craft projects with, but I think they also just are great on their own as is. Once my figurine is placed, I start placing the eggs around it. Pile the eggs until you get your desired amount. I generously pile them, and if it gets bumped, they may fall out, but thankfully they're not breakable. If you want to go to the effort, this of course looks wonderful with blown out real eggs also. If you have farm fresh eggs, blow them out and let them dry, and you can use the eggs all throughout your house. If you don't feel like having a figurine like this, you can of course just fill it up with eggs and let it go from there. It's all that's needed. Once your eggs are placed, your centerpiece is ready to go. What I love about these figurines is many times they come in pairs of males and females. Then you can have dueling centerpieces around your home. Maybe one in your kitchen, one in your dining room, or both on the same table. And they go together and yet are different enough, and they add interest. You can see how easy this is. Just a little bit of effort and low cost, and you can have some great spring inspiration for Easter around your home. I think this is something you're definitely going to want to give a try. It will look great with any aesthetic, and many parts of it are probably things you have on hand. Happy Easter.